This is Vico, a philosopher that claimed that the development of the individual paralleled to the development of society. This being said, we see that society begins as a germ. And as this germ grows and develops within this sheltered environment, it begins to question why it needs to be so dependent on this sheltered environment. Suddenly, the environment is not a shelter, but a prison. And so this begins the struggle for independence. The conscience wants to reject this dependency and become its own human. Soon we see a self-celebration of consciousness, the age of man, and that's where I think the selfie generation, the generation me that Twenge talks about in her article and video, comes in. Twenge says this: people who think highly of themselves do not necessarily perform better academically than those who do not. However, this self-belief comes from the media, which has conditioned the current generation into believing that by believing in yourself, you can do anything. This is not necessarily true, as shown through academic performance. Twenge also states that narcissism leads to self-centeredness and a lack of community involvement. In this respect, narcissism is a terrible thing because it doesn't help the society in any way. However, narcissism is necessary in order to complete the Vician cycle. So, what comes next? What is this transition that we need to start between narcissism and the initial dependency on some greater good? I believe it's acknowledging the problem. If we realize the problem of narcissism, we can shrink ourselves from this egotistical millennial generation into a self-confident, but not overly self-confident individual that can do great things for society.